Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.
Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to Firearms Fridays on the OG Network. Hopefully, y'all having a blessed, wonderful day. Hopefully, all is well in y'all life. We got me from Ron's Opinion Don't Matter on the OG Network. We got my brother, the Fantacular, the Candle Connoisseur. The man
What's up, everyone? My man, my brother Ron from Ron's Opinion Don't Matter. In my world, his opinion matters. So I don't know why he calls it Ron's Opinion Don't Matter, because it does. Because you listen to what he's saying, you might be better off in your life. Just like that.
It's funny when you say that. I know we're getting into Fire on Friday, but he said, I don't know why he said Ron's Opinion Don't Matter. It was meant to be humorous.
Well, I'll tell you like this. I don't think anybody's picked up on it being humorous. They just really don't want to listen to see what he's saying. That's why they're broke. And that's why they're upset. And that's why they don't want to live life the way they want to live life and they be happy.
Yeah, so it was more like it was kind of an out. Like, you get to decide whether my opinion matters or not. But Ron's opinion just don't matter. So that was it.
I think Ron's opinion matters even down to the life pill.
Yeah, get your life pill. Sure.
Welcome everybody. Let me just jump on in once again. Let's jump on in and make this a little more funnier. On today's show is Firearms Friday. Every Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the OG Network. You will find Firearms Friday, where we talk about guns, anything relating to a gun. Bullets, guns, rifles, ammunition, bulletproof wear, cases, holders, just all kind of stuff. Anything revolving around gun talk. That's what we do here. Sometimes we have guests, sometimes we don't have guests. But at the end of the day, as long as you're watching, you get to be entertained. And of course, you have any questions that we can answer, we'll be more than glad to. We like to specialize on questions because, of course,
I ain't answering the question.
We're gonna answer questions. They come with some good law questions. I feel like that. You know, they come up with anything else, it's gonna be non-fruitful.
Yeah, well, y'all understand. We play around all the time.
Yes, so we love to play around. That's right. That's right. That's right.
None of this.
No homo, but we like to play around.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can't see what's going on below this camera.
Now you see why we play around. We have to really take a pause about what we're saying here.
Anyway, welcome to Fire on Friday.
Sitting in his chair, ass naked from the waist down. That means he got this bright red shirt and he got his ass cheeks sitting on his damn chair. Literally, nothing in between. Just ass to leather.
Let me stop. This is why we play. This is why we can't be serious half the time. But anyway, we're gonna get into it. Fire on Friday. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. We appreciate it very, very much. We're gonna try to be serious as much as possible.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be a great show. It's gonna be a great show. It's gonna be a great show. Tonight's topic, Jay will explain because he explained to me.
Well, first things first, we gotta understand Ron is not sitting on his chair butt naked. Just that.
No, I'm not.
Ron is actually behaving himself because if he actually did that, we got a big old problem. Don't you think so?
I guess.
Well, all right. Well, today, of course, on Firearms Friday, we are going to have one of the. Well, okay then. I think somebody came in the last minute and saw Ron. All right then. So here we
What's
go.
up, Sean?
This Brother Sean, what's good? What's good? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining in. And here on Firearms Friday, tonight's episode, we're going to talk about something I don't believe we talked about it in full detail. Hopefully tonight we'll get some good audience and maybe some few comments and questions in the background in the chat box. Tonight we're going to talk about I've looked up the 5 best pistols for women.
Okay.
Right? Because a lot of times we talk about the guns for men, the military, but very rarely we talk about women, because women do need to protect themselves as well. A lot of times a woman walks outside, she got this big old gun and, she's not able to carry it and she fires it, she hits herself in the forehead or she breaks her wrist. So we're going to talk about 5 that I thought that are the 5 best pistols for women. And between you and me, Ron, we can decipher if anything is good, bad, ugly, or otherwise on there. And we're gonna try to figure out this concept about, because if we look at the amount of women that are applying, I don't know if anybody has ever looked into it. The amount of women that are looking for firearms. For either protection or just in general.
Right.
Just give me 30 seconds here.
Yeah, I agree. Now I can honestly say that when you start talking about going to the gun store, you go to purchase a firearm, and a lot of times when I'm in different stores looking at firearms, I find myself seeing women in there, and I think a lot. I honestly think that I think women got more guns than men.
I gotta agree with you on that one, and I
no, it's just
disagree
off the top of my head, but bro,
because I'm looking at how many got them legitimately and versus how many of them have it illegitimately.
Yeah,
I think that's the main point there as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I won't never forget that one. I apologize for cutting you off. I just came in my head. That one story that came out in the news about the girl who walked up. She got out of her car. She drove up to where everybody was hanging out in front of this building. They were having a party inside one of the apartments, and a bunch of girls were hanging out in front. And this girl rolls up in her car, and she walks right up to the girl, and she puts one right in the back of her head and then calmly walks away. She thought she was never going to get caught. But they caught her the very next day. So I think it's just a funny thing on how women get guns for protection versus the real reason why. Brian, we appreciate the comment there. Just give me a living room full of white women and I am the firearm, I am the protection. Well, if that's the case, then you need to join the OnlyFans club. Period. That depends on the state. I doubt liberal women are armed. Not sure they meet the criteria for some gun owners. Well, that's an interesting point there by Sean. Because according to the data that I found, which is quite interesting, there are 42 million women owning firearms as of 2024.
As of 2024?
2024, there are 42 million women owning guns.
I'm about to be an a-hole, y'all. I'm about to be an a-hole.
Go. Don't hold it. Go.
So what you're telling me is that there's 42 women out there that have either husbands or boyfriends that are felons.
Most likely. Most likely, yep. Because
they're gonna have to go get that thing for the house because homeboy.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding around. Yeah. I'm just joking around, y'all. Y'all know I'm joking around.
It might be. Yeah, if we look at the number, 42 million as of 2024, 42 million women are gun owners. Now, again,
they should be. And they should
we don't know. Well, yeah, they should be. I totally agree. Now the question is, to me, we talked about this once before, as far as the mentality or the psyche rather,
right,
of the person that owns the gun. Because again,
right,
I know personally, I knew because I don't talk to her no more. I knew a woman that she became a police officer only because that was the only way she was able to get a gun. And she got terminated from the police department 2 years in.
wow,
Because she didn't do what she was supposed to do. Then she went to the sheriff's department. She tried to get, she got into the sheriff's department because she knew somebody. And then I think it was like 9 or 10 months later, she did some stupid stuff with the gun while she was in the sheriff's department, and they fired her too. So, unfortunately, male and female, doesn't matter the gender,
yeah,
the psyche of a person utilizing a gun is or buying a gun legally. I still feel that they should have some type of psychological evaluation of why they want a gun. Those women are likely married to pro second husbands that want the entire family armed and dangerous. Well, when you look at that comment, what was the guy's name? Oh my gosh, I forgot the guy's name. Oh my goodness. Oh.
I mean, that honestly, there's a lot of women. Like, here's the thing: both of us are pro two Second Amendment people. Both of us, right? Me,
Right.
I am. You are. All right. So the women in our life,
Correct.
are they armed?
They are.
Yes. Right. So the point that Short making is actually a good point. Of course, I was kidding around when I said what I was saying. I was just doing it in the sake of joking, but he's actually making a good point that most of those women are probably got husbands. Not all 42 million, we know, but a lot of those women probably got husbands that are pro 2A2 and want to make sure that their family are all good. They well prepared, whatever case may be, like you would and like I would. I mean, like
right. And now, with that being said, before we jump into the actual guns again, as we was talking tonight's show, David Koresh. I had to look up his name just to be 100% sure. David Koresh was a guy who lived in Waco, Texas. Right now, we do know Texas is you have a car, you got a gun. Those two things go side by side.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. So this guy, of course, he was killed by the FBI. I believe it was 1993, and I mean, there's a lot of talk behind it. There's a lot of conspiracy. There's a lot of ifs, ands, or others. Yet, based off of the statement that Sean made, as far as the women, let's look at that for a point of view. When the FBI came to his ranch, all the women that was in his care, I want to put it, because I'm not going to say what it was. All right, every single one of them were armed and were shooting back at the FBI when they were coming onto the grounds. So, Is that similar to what we're talking about here, as far as who's supposed to, should the woman be armed or not? Is she legal? We don't know. But if she lives in the house and there's a firearm there, guess what? She has the right to use it because she got to protect her family. So if you come inside the house and you get plucked, that's your own fault. You weren't invited. Plain and simple. All right, we got a couple of trolls coming in, so we're gonna leave the trolls alone.
Yeah, they can talk to themselves.
Now, Ron, we both like guns.
Mm-hmm.
You like rifles more than guns. I like guns more than rifles or AK long barrels. Right.
Right.
So, yet we do have a likeness in our handguns because we both have, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we both have the similar handgun.
Yeah,
and,
we got some.
Because they look almost alike.
And they work well for my arthritis.
Listen, I'm at the age right now. The only thing I work on is my trigger finger. I hold it like this. As long as my trigger finger keep moving, I ain't got to worry about nothing else.
Yeah, I don't know, Sean. It's probably because we got it airing on two different channels. I mean, two different angles. So you might be seeing on one angle and other people see comments on the other angle. I don't know why it's not merging them all together other than what we see. But anyway.
depends on what. If Sean is horizontal, he's only going to see what's being said on the horizontal platform.
Yeah.
If he goes vertical, he'd be able to see what's happening on the vertical side, which I would suggest go to the vertical side because the horizontal and vertical is showing the comments. It just depends on where you're at that won't show it.
Because I got horizontal. I mean, I got horizontal, vertical right here, but guns are bad.
What was that? Something bad. Guns are bad. Yeah, well, guns are bad for those who do not understand why a gun is needed, and of course, that are not trained to own a gun. That's why guns are bad, because you can have a car and not know what the car does is a bad thing. So, a car is bad as well.
Right. I mean, if guns are bad, then you might as well cut your hands off because they bad too.
That's right. That's right.
Just as many people die by way of fist.
That's right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take it a little bit different now. You might as well go ahead and cut your tongue out because your tongue is just as bad because you can say something slick, and next thing you know, you got a bunch of people jumping on top of you.
So again,
it all depends on how you look at it. Sean, you're not in isolation, brother.
All of us, you're not in isolation. You just might have to switch to the vertical one, I think.
Well, Sean, tomorrow's gonna be one of them days you're gonna have to put some extra tongue work in. I'm just gonna have to say, just in case, just in case. All right, Ron. So, Ron, let's jump into something here. I'm gonna show you.
Now, before you show the 5, because I know you're going to show me. You said about 5, right? All right. Yeah. I don't want you to. Is any one of these 5 would be your choice?
No.
Okay. All right. Cool. I don't want to know your choice. I just wanted to know would it be your choice. Okay. Go ahead.
No. I believe you may have one. You may have one. I don't know. Yet, let's just see.
Go.
All right. So the first one we're going to talk about is called the Walther.
The what?
Walther.
Walther?
Yes, sir.
Sounds like a slave.
It does, doesn't it? It does.
Find out.
All right.
Trying to behave, y'all. This is my behavior face.
So here's a Walther. This is one of the 5 best handguns for women.
Okay.
Now, off the rip, you can see why it's considered one of the best for women.
I mean, the sides, but
now don't the majority of women have small hands?
small sides,
right? And with that being said, it's a very powerful weapon because it has capacity of 10 or 18 rounds. So
it has how many rounds?
10 or 18.
Oh, because it must have the different clip to go in it. Okay.
Correct.
So it's a double stack clip.
Yep. Double stack clip. Of course, your front and your rear sights. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, looking at it, I could understand why.
All right. Did they explain why this is one of the choices?
Yes, it does. And give me 30 seconds and I'll explain it. Because I have pulled it up. Where'd it go? I just had it. Okay. So this one that's on the screen now, which is the Walther, it states that it's the best because of ergonomics, because of course of how it's designed to fit the woman's hand, because it's a small grip. It's a small grip and it's a small barrel that fits better in the woman's hands, right? It also says that the features are reduced in circumference grip and shorter trigger reach. So that means that, most men have long fingers.
Right.
A lot of women have long fingers, but the majority of women have short fingers, small fingers.
Right.
So the trigger, as you saw, if you see it as...
it looks like it's
has
way back.
Trigger. Right.
Okay.
Right.
That's some thought that I didn't think about.
And then what it also says is that the rack slide is much more smoother, so that it's easier to manipulate. Because of course, again, a woman. Let's understand, a woman can be tough. Woman is strong. Women, I believe, women are much more stronger than men. That's 10 toes down. So when I look at a woman that needs to rack a pistol, the smoother the rack, the faster it is that she can complete what she's going to hit, what target she's going to hit.
Right.
That's my opinion.
All right, I can rock with the thing that stands out with me with the shifting of the trigger back. I think that's a great idea because again, most women don't have big hands like men do. Not all women, but some women do have big hands.
Right.
But I think that's a good thing. I like the fact that it has 10 rounds in the clip. I think that's 10 rounds in an expanded clip that holds more rounds.
Correct.
I noticed that the grooves in it are very heavy, so it looks like it's easier to grab the grip and slide it.
Yep, to rack. Yep.
But I mean, I guess they have their reasons for it.
Look at it right here.
Yeah, that's what I noticed that it has the grooves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They have their reasons for it. Now, I the only thing I would disagree with when it comes to this is that if you're not an experienced gun owner, I probably would go a different direction.
Okay. Why?
I'll get into that when we get into what we talk like the later part of the show.
Okay.
But when we talk about our personals, like what we personally think.
Right.
But I think that's a good gun for any female. But the only thing I disagree with is, and like I said, we'll get into it later. What just my opinion on something like that. But if you're a person that owns firearms and me, I think all of those things are great features. If you are an experienced gun owner that have some experience in firearms, I think it's perfect for women. That's my opinion on it, other than a few things, but I will get into that.
Okay. So as we get ready to get into that, how about you hit that 30-second commercial?
All right, I got you.
Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.
I almost can say that commercial verbatim now. But as y'all know, the Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare products, make sure y'all taking advantage of that promo code. That's promo code OG Network 26, OG Network 26, and that will get you 15% off all your purchases of $35 and up when you go to Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare products. The link to the store is right here on this channel. They make all that good hair care products, skincare products, wonderful candles, and a lot of other fluid things, car air fresheners and everything else. I mean, so go make sure y'all check out. Make sure y'all use that promo code OG Network 26.
Even down to your own personal smell good, so you smell good no matter where you go.
Man, especially that body wash, man. And that vanilla bean, boy. That vanilla bean is fire. You know what I'm saying?
It is. Well,
Shit,
I see a question up there by Dogs. Dogs, welcome. Appreciate you stopping on in. What's the best handgun you have fired? Well, being Ron, this is your show. All right, Ron's stuffing his face.
Let me go back. Okay. What's the best handgun I've fired? Well, that's an easy one for me. It's the Ruger. My Ruger American. Because I fired other handguns when I went to the range because other people had them. Oh, no. I'm lying. I don't know the name of it. But my buddy Sean had something. Oh, my goodness. That is, I wish I knew the name of it because I can't remember. I'm sorry. But if, you know what? I'm going to try to look for it in the text and see if he actually texted to me. But, man, he had, whatever it was that he had, that's what happens when you got, Sean got a little, he got a little bread. That thing was nice. He made me want to take my Ruger and be like, I don't want this.
I could understand that feeling. I could understand
That
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 feeling.
gun to make you like handguns. If you don't like, I'm not a big on handguns. That gun would have made me like handguns. It was nice. It felt
Well,
like it was made for my hand.
I hear you. For me to answer that question, it would have to be twofold because the reason why it's twofold is because to me, I believe that the best handgun that I ever fired was a 357 Magnum with
Hmm.
the 8-inch barrel. I think that for me, I believe that was the best handgun I ever fired. Yet when I got introduced to the Desert Eagle, it was a whole different ball game. Because usually well, I know for me, when I got introduced to certain handguns, if the handgun felt nice as I fired it, 9 out of 10, I found a way to obtain it.
Oh,
So
okay. You know, I'm in
that
here trying to find. I'm trying to find if I got a text from him what that gun was. But you go ahead. No, you go ahead. I just wanted to see if I could find it.
all right. One more question is posed in the room before we jump into the next gun. Do y'all
What?
do any situational training like room clearing, reacting to home invasion, etc.? Well, brother Ron over there,
Yeah.
if Ron's opinion don't matter, I could tell you right now, in that home, once a month there's a training going on for firearms in his home to make sure everybody knows what to do if someone stupid attempted to walk into his home.
Yeah. I.
It's done. I like to say it's done at least twice a month, based off of how he and I talk. I'm gonna say he does at least twice a month. I could be wrong, yet he doesn't have anything in his mouth right now, so he's not eating no donuts. So let me answer that one.
Well, yeah, I do. It's funny because I don't schedule it. Is what I do is like I only do it like we talk about it. Number one, let me explain something to you. We talk about it. When I do run scenarios in my house, I don't actually have the firearm in my hand. You know what I mean? So just so y'all know, it's more of me holding my hand. You know, um, looking at where the house is at. If somebody came in, what would I do? What would be the move? What would be the first response? Second response? Communicating without communicating. I think this is one that a lot of times I think people don't realize what you should do. If you're a person that runs scenarios in your house, find a way to communicate without communicating. Meaning, here's my point. Let's just say you in the house and y'all in the bedroom and y'all hear something and you know you are the first line of defense. Now in the J situation, he got dogs. They're his first line of defense. But let's just say that's not an equation. You're the first line of defense. You can't communicate with your significant other in the midst of something happening like that easily. Because if there's a level of element surprise, everybody got to know what their job and what to do and what not to do. Is it going to work 100%? You don't know because you don't know the scenario that's going to come in your house. But
Right.
let's say you in the house and you said to tell your lady, listen, anything happen, you stay in here, you do not come out for anything. If anything, turn that knob, grab that door, you put one through the door.
That's
If
right.
she knows that, she know you're not coming back to that door. She already know communicating wise. When I go out, I'm going out to die. When everything is over, you're gonna hear my voice when I come back. I'm
Right.
not going to say something when I come back. I'm not, and you'll know my voice and know not to shoot. Otherwise, anything else is coming in that door, you put a bullet into it. You send it through the door. But if you communicating things like that, and I'm not saying that you have to communicate it that way. I'm just saying the more you guys communicate, um, I think your better chances of, if God forbid anything like that ever happen in your home, I think your better chances of, number one, no accident happen between you and your significant other where y'all kill each other. Number one, we want the bad guy. We don't want each other. That's number one.
Right.
Number two, sometimes if you're a little more mentally prepared, you don't panic as often. And this is my opinion. I'm not saying that I'm right. I don't think you'll panic as often if you already have a game plan and you kind of already know what to do. And knowing the lay of your house, I think is absolutely necessary. Knowing the lay of your house, knowing the best positioning places in there, knowing the construction of your house, because people don't realize that drywall don't stop bullets. Walls don't stop bullets. Drywall don't stop bullets. They'll come through the bullet drywall fast, just as fast as they'll come through if it was nothing there easy. So knowing the construction of your house, like here's the thing: if you have concrete walls in your home, as opposed to just regular walls, you know that there's a solid brick wall here and not a solid brick wall there. You know where your protection points are, the better protection points in your home. That's it. I mean, so there's other scenarios. I do. So what my point is, getting back to the original question is, yes, I run scenarios. I don't schedule those type of scenarios. There are moments where I come in the house where I'm by myself, when I know there's nobody here. And then I run through my own scenarios in the house, and those are the ones that I do often when nobody sees and that's just me. But there's other times we had conversation and we talk about it as a family, where are the best things, scenarios and stuff like that, where, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. So it's like, I think there's a lot that you can learn from it. Sometimes you think you're prepared and you don't realize that you're really not. It's not going to be, when emotions are running and you in that moment, when stuff happening and you're in that moment, the more prepared you could be. You can't be 100 prepared. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's just not gonna happen. But the more mentally you are prepared, and the less you panic, the more likelihood you might survive that situation. And that's just my opinion. It doesn't mean that what I'm saying is 100, because I am not one to say I know all the ins and outs. This is just stuff that I do and how I think. But when I come in the house and if I'm by myself, I run home scenarios, because there are things that I've had when I first started doing this, thought patterns that I had. And throughout time, I started recognizing different things and I started changing. I give y'all one scenario, and I did not think about this. And actually, this is my lady, and actually, I'm gonna say by accident came to realize this. If you came out of a portion of my house, like let's say you came out of out the basement, and you open up the basement door. Before she put a box in front of the door, just Saturday. Now, of course, we had a moment when we thought somebody came in the house through the basement, and I realized you couldn't have, because that box would have been moved. Because in order to come in that door, you had to move that box and go down that basement. You can't put the box back once you go down the basement. You all right, Jay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, you can't put the box back if you go down the basement. So once we realized the box was still there, we knew nobody couldn't have went down there, because there's no way to put that box back without. Once you close that door, you can't reach and grab the box. So, and at that point, I said, you know what? It's going to stay there. Why? Because that lets me know anytime I come in the house, if that box is moved, something's down that basement ain't supposed to be there.
That's why I ain't got basements. Nope. That's why I had to lean back, because I am not given the opportunity for anyone to get that close into my dwelling. That's the reason why I have dogs, and that's the reason why on the grounds. Also, there's things out there that if you don't know where they're at, it's safe to say you ain't gonna like what's gonna happen.
Isn't it messed up that it's not legal to booby trap your house? Who said it wasn't legal?
Who said it wasn't legal? I like to know where do you believe that leaving booby traps in your house is illegal?
It's not, Sean. It's not booby traps. Those things that you speak of are home decoration.
That's
and
right.
Home alterations. This is how you decorate your house. They're not booby traps.
That's right.
They're decorations for your home.
That's right. That's
Understand
right.
me?
They're decorations. That's
So,
right. They're decorations.
if you decorate your home a certain way and they don't like the way you decorate your home, that's their business. That's your home. You can decorate your home however way you like.
This is true. Listen, booby trap it up. They say booby traps aren't legal because they can harm indiscriminately. Well, we're not. The great thing is, like I always say this, Ron. You know, all the involvement that we get from our great cast that come in, and people who chime in and chat in the comment box. I appreciate it because they come up with some really good statements.
Yeah, really good stuff.
So if Sean's saying it's indiscriminately, I understand it's a joke.
Right.
I'm going to say it like this: I'm a fat man. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm a fat guy, right? And if a guy who is fatter than me comes into my house butt naked and shriveled, and he happens to come across one of my decorations, there's no discrimination there. None. I mean, we both fat. He just happened to lose something that he wasn't expecting to lose. That's it. You know, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I think home decorations are nice.
Home decorations are needed.
Yeah, it's necessary.
Real simple. Real simple.
All right, so what was the second one, Jay?
All right, so the second one, this again, we're talking about 5 best weapons for women, handguns, that is.
What's up, King Foe?
The next one is called a Meta MC9. And once you see it, you'll understand why it's considered, again, one of the best. Let's try to get this thing here. Okay.
All right, that's really small.
Yeah.
Now, I've seen this gun before.
I honestly have never seen this gun.
I've seen it at the range. I mean, not the range, but I've seen it at the gun show before. And
To me, this thing would really shock the shit out of me if I see somebody pull it out. Because the first thing I think of is the old school 380.
Okay.
That's the first thing I think of. Now, if it's the same size, then that explains a whole lot. If it's not the same size, then you know what? Unfortunately for me, I think
they have a top picture.
Yeah, I think they do. Let me see. No, they don't. No, they just got a whole bunch of them laying out in the snow.
In the snow, really.
Now I could understand. I understand what the purpose is of this size weapon. Let me read to you the size of this weapon. Now, of course, it came out in 2023. Okay, but I think the interesting thing is this stuff here. First and foremost, it's a 9mm pistol, right?
Right.
It holds 12 to 15 rounds. It has a finger extension as well. Finger extensions I think the finger extension is the biggest thing for women because women have a soft touch. So the extension or the extender is going to allow them to feel that trigger a little bit easier when it presses up against the index finger or whatever finger they utilize to pull that trigger. Right? Now, the reason why this one... go ahead. My bad.
I don't see much difference between this one and the first one other than this one looks a little smaller.
Yeah, it's a whole lot smaller.
Yeah.
A whole lot smaller. Yeah. And again, it comes back down to the fit, the ergonomics to it.
Right.
Now,
so for those that's on the live, what we're talking about is guns that will be recommended for females.
Right.
For women. This is what we're talking about. So when y'all see this, if you just came in, just to give y'all an idea, we went through one and we on the second one. Guns that they we recommend. These are things that the industry recommend are the first top 5 firearms that they say for women.
Correct. Now, 2 things that I can say about this one here before we pull it off the screen. They say the 2 main reasons is the value, of course, what it costs to purchase to get one. It's very
half the price of the first one.
Right. It has great recoil. Okay. And of course, it comes down to the slide manipulation, which is the racking, the weight of it, and how the muzzle flip categories, which is
Okay.
how you can actually alter the muzzle to fit what you need. In other words, put that beautiful thing on the very tip. That's the latest terms for it. Now, do I think it's a great one? I think it's the right size for a woman because she can put it in her purse.
Especially if you're a woman that, like I said, these are really good for women that have small hands. Not all women have very small hands.
Right,
This is
right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Men can buy these guns too. This is not what we're saying. It's
No,
not for
that's true.
men.
True.
We're just looking at what the industry is saying are the best top five.
Correct.
So far, the first two, in my opinion, is not that much far off. I like the idea of what they said about the first one, which is that trigger being moved back.
Right.
I think that's the biggest strong point of that gun compared to this gun. But it all depends on the person using the gun. Because I noticed that if you look at the space between the guard and the trigger,
Right.
it's not a whole lot of space in there.
Right.
But the other one is very, very gapped apart. So
Right.
even for a man, if you got big fingers, you'll be able to get your finger in there.
This is true. Now, this one, I believe this one's about maybe a 4.5 inch barrel. So you're only looking about maybe a 2-inch hole where you can get your finger in there. So for the average guy, no, it's not going to work. For the average female, it's going to work wonderful because females tend to have very narrow fingers, so it's going to fit in there very comfortably. And of course, it has the secondary trigger push on there. It's pretty cool. Sean had a question up there. Y'all,
do you have any holster recommendations? Honestly, I don't, because I don't like none of the holsters.
We did a small segment on it. I mean, we had a segment on it on one of our shows. We talked about it, a couple of holsters. It really comes down to, like for myself, I'm a fat guy, so I cannot put any type of weapon, firearm in the front of my stomach because if I'm sitting down, my stomach's going to overlap it, or my side's going to overlap it, and it's going to cause some very discomfort in my belly area. So that's the first thing you got to understand. And then, of course, I know we talked about on one of our other shows, we talked about how there's vests that you can actually slide your pistol into. And for me, it depends on the actual weapon that you have, whatever firearm you have. Because, of course, if you have a traditional 6 to 8 inch barrel, you're going to need that length. If you have your concealed kind, which is anywhere between 3 inches to 5 inches, then you can go with a shoulder holster. You can go with an underarm holster. You can go with a hip holster. You could even go with a pocket. I mean, we saw one in the pocket. So it really depends on the pistol that you have. But if you want our recommendations and or the show's recommendations, I would suggest that you put into the comment what kind of gun you're talking about, referencing to, and of course your height and your weight, because that plays a factor. Believe it or not, that plays a whole lot of factor, because we saw how in one of our segments they showed one that the holster was able to fit inside your pocket, your actual pants pocket. And we debunked it. We debunked it because, if you're a big guy, it's not going to work because you got a lot of room that you got to reach for. If you're a skinny guy wearing skinny jeans, it's going to work because, first of all, you shouldn't be wearing skinny jeans because you're skinny. That's first and foremost, because that means the gun is too big for you. So that's why you had to get a pocket holster. But if
I had a preference, it would probably be the shoulder holsters.
Right. The shoulder holster to me, I find that the shoulder holster is always the best. Under the arm shoulder holster is what we're talking about. So it sits underneath your arm. For those that don't understand what the shoulder holster is, the shoulder holster under the arm is always, to me, is the best.
I have yet to find they always trying to aim out, these are comfortable, none of them comfortable.
No, they're not. I
ain't found one yet. And I've been at the gun shows. What's up, Leah? How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. I've been to the gun shows. I've hosted different ones that they have. And you always going to run. You're going to keep running into an obstacle. It's always going to be some type of uncomfortable trade-off.
Yeah.
with that. And the only one that I find to be the least uncomfortable trade-off is the shoulder holster. That's it.
Hands down. I could not disagree with you because I got both. You know, I've got both. You know, hip and underarm. Underarm to me is always the best because it's more accessible and it's less constraints rather to reach for it, and you don't have the possibility of your shirt getting in the way of when you're pulling it out and or when you're putting it back in. You got to put those factors into play. You know, you got to put those factors into play of when you're choosing a holster. So to answer your question, Sean, my suggestion would be a shoulder holster under the arm is over 10 toes down.
Yeah, I'm shouldering too. Even though I have the shirt as a shoulder holster. I also have the other one that I have as thing, but all of them, I've yet to find one that I can. You know, the shoulder holsters have the least issues with it as opposed to the one you have to tuck stuff. Because when you get inside the vehicle, I got to pull it off. It's just too many. I feel like I'm doing too many things just to carry it. And then sometimes what end up happening is it almost makes you not want to carry it because it just feel like more of a hassle than not. So for me personally, the shoulder holsters are the one. I got the tight shirt that you kind of has the pockets that go like this.
Right.
And that works perfect for me. And in most cases and stuff like that. Yeah, you got a little obstacle, but of trying to get on. If I had this shirt on, it'd be a different story. But I'm a watchful person, so I see everything that's going on around me. I watch everything that's going on around me. I don't assume. I'm very very watchful, and I think the thing you have to watch the most is when it comes to a holster is you might be fast getting that thing out your holster, but if you ain't paying attention to what's going on around you, they already there. You're not gonna have time to get it out your holster, to get it out the holster racket if you ain't keeping one in the chamber, or you have your safety on. If somebody's already in motion, none of that stuff is gonna matter anyway because you're not gonna have time for it.
Facts.
And that's the real talk.
Facts. I like what Sean has said. I like what Sean said there. For him, it's quicker to grab from the hip. I'm just gonna ask Sean, if you're saying that it's quicker to grab from the hip, for you, I understand for you, it's easier because what you're doing is you're reaching, you're pulling, and then of course you're tracking. I get that. I really do. Whether it's from the front in front of your belly because you got a 6-pack, I got a keg, so it's a little different. So when you talk about what we used to call catch and release, is you catch it, you release it, and then you're tracking it, like you said. Ask yourself this question: if you had a jacket on and a shirt on, how fast are you going to get? Is the time for you to get to that racking stage the same as if you had no shirt on? Because that's what that's what you got to look at. If you have no shirt on whatsoever, time yourself getting to your weapon, and then put a shirt, a t-shirt, and a jacket on, and see if the time frame is exactly the same, and or if you have no constraints. Because again, if you have a shoulder, the shoulder under the arm is always going to sit on your most outer wear. So when you talk about quick and tracking, just for a quick moment, look, if you see me sitting here and I reach and I pull, I'm already tracking. I'm already tracking because I'm coming out horizontal to my chest line. Versus I got to reach down. As you see right here, I reach down and I pull out. Now I got to come up and then track. Versus here, I'm already tracking. So this is where we talk about as far as what is better. It depends on the person. It all depends on the person because you could be fast. You could be fast reaching. But if I'm faster tracking, you got to understand why it's made that way. All right.
Yeah, like I say, I prefer the holster, and it's not even about the speed of. For me, it's not about the speed of tracking and the speed of that, which all of that makes sense, and I agree with all of that. It depends on the person.
Right.
It's the uncomfortableness is where it affects me. It's like, you know what I mean. When you're in a vehicle and you're driving, I gotta always take it off.
Right.
It ends up being I got to take it off.
Right.
I can't put it in a position where it's comfortable on me, and so that's where it is an issue at. And the holster, the shoulder holster, makes me less likely to want to leave it home.
Right.
You know, that's where I'm at. It makes me less likely to want to leave it home, or want to take it off, or put it on the car somewhere in the glove compartment or something like that, because it's so uncomfortable. That's where I run. That's the biggest deal with me. Is not the other stuff makes sense, but for me, it's the uncomfortableness, because what psychologically what it ends up doing is it starts to make you not even want to have carry with you because it's so uncomfortable. So that's where I'll be. That's why I was saying what I was saying.
No, and I agree with you. I agree with you. I'm just going off of what Sean is stating, and Sean has a lot of great points. I'm not.
No, he's right. He's right. Yeah,
I'm not discrediting anything he's saying. Of course, this is what the show's about.
Conversation, yeah.
Right. So right. I would ask Sean that the next time he goes and does a drill with his weapon at a range where he's actually timing himself, get yourself a shoulder holster, because I understand what he said there, and I like how he said that if his target mass is lying horizontally, it's going to be at a disadvantage. And he also says if his target is vertical, it's going to be much more better for him.
Right.
Yet here's the funny thing again, and I'm going to go off only what he's talking about there. If we look at what he mentioned as far as vertical, that means the person is standing upright or the target is upright. Okay, let's say target, not person. The target is upright. Again, when you go to reach, ask yourself this question: are you vertical with that target, or are you horizontal to that target? And then, of course, factor in the time frame that it takes for you to get from a 45-degree angle vertical in order to hit your target, versus you are vertical, your weapon is horizontal, and now you're going after your target. So just for shits and giggles, look at those factors the next time you're at your shooting range and see what I'm talking about as far as which one is actually faster. Because again, you got to remember, you got to lean into a 45-degree angle in order to reach. Or even if you are happen to be that kind of person that it's 1835 and you're able to do gun draw from the hip. Look, either way you look at it, you gotta shift your shoulders. It's just like in boxing, you gotta shift your shoulders versus swinging the door. Hence the reason why, if you look at a car, the car doors open a specific way. Look at those reasonings. Okay, again, not saying what you're saying is wrong. I'm just asking you to look at a different concept next time you're at the range.
I think
I've seen this 12-year-old girl. This 12-year-old girl, she's a beast. She's a beast. All right. Jason, welcome, Jason. Generally carry a revolver on my right side with a 20-degree forward slant. My go-to gun is a Smith & Wesson Model 60. Two fabulous ideas of handguns, honestly.
When we was one of the shows that we did, I think Justice Runs on Diesel said this, and I'm hoping I'm not getting this wrong, but I picked up on it, and it was something that I said I need to add that when I go to training is training how to hit the target without using the sights.
Yes.
That is a big factor in this, because if you're just training to aim through the sights, you still have to get yourself ready for the sights. But he was saying training and knowing muscle memory to where to position that gun to be able to hit the target without using the sights, because that's going to make you quicker and faster.
Absolutely.
All around the board.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, on top of having a usable holster that you are comfortable with, I think that right there, those split seconds without having to go using the sights to position the aim right, I think that's going to be a big factor in there too.
It does. It
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
It does.
But
It does.
I know we on number 3 as far as firearm go.
Okay.
For those that are on the live, if you just got in, we talking about females. The industry recommend the top 5 female recommendations to as far as guns go. The top 5 that the industry recommend, not our personal choices. These are
right.
what
These
the
are not our
industry is
personal choices. This is industry choices.
Industry choices. And they're saying at the top 5. And we on number 3?
Number 3.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. This is number 3. Where we at? Okay.
Welcome to the
number
OG.
3 is going to be a little bit close to home, Ron. It's going to be close to home. You're going to be kind of shocked. And you'll understand why once you see it. Doesn't look familiar?
Oh, yeah. Very familiar. So familiar, I almost think I got that.
Go potty.
Okay. Now.
Go for it.
It killed me because this is actually my recommendation.
Okay.
And we'll get into why after we go through the other ones, but this is my personal recommendation.
Okay. So we're gonna take this off the panel, and we're gonna come back to it in a moment. How about that?
Yeah. All
right. So let's go on to this one. That for me, I think it's a waste, but they classify it as being one of the great ones. You should be surprised at how accurate you can be. 15, 20 yards, and you just focus on your target and don't sight with your iron sight. That's true too.
That's true.
That's true. That's very true. Because you're spending so much time trying to focus on using your sights, you miss what you really after.
You want to hear something funny? I train like that all the time. My son used to be like, "Dad, why you always putting it?" He says, "A handgun. Why you keep putting it out there 20 yards?" I said, "Because if I can hit it 20, 25 yards with a handgun, anything closer is in trouble."
Right.
I always train. I kid you not. I always train 20, 25 yards with a handgun. I've shot with it up there, but when I go to train, I train distance. And it's just me. I'm not saying that that's the way you're supposed to do it, but me, my son would tell you, he would contest to it. He said, "No, my dad go here. He put the target all the way out there," and I'm like, "Dad, it's a handgun. Why?" That's just the way I train because 5 yards, 7 yards.
I don't do that because if I'm using my handgun, I'm not trying to hit something that is that far. I want you to get close. I want you to get close. I want you to be able to see what's about to happen to you. Because this the wonderful thing about the state that I live in, and I'm sure that there's other states that have a similar or same ruling, which is 20 feet. So 20 feet is more than enough to know how to hit a target. I'm just saying. So with that being said, let's go ahead and add number 4 up on the screen. Now, this here has been written as one of the best, because again, it's all about the top 5. This one
How much is that gun? $200.
It looks like it's $200, don't it? This thing here is quite surprising. It really is. First and foremost, let's understand is the well-known Glock Slimline.
I think that's what the first. I didn't realize it was a Glock, but as soon as I saw it, I said, "Hell no."
Yeah. Right. So that's the first thing you have to understand. Glock style, 10-round magazine. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Is it worth it? I don't know.
What was the price?
The price of that, it seems to be. Give me 30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds. I gotta find it.
I really don't. I'm not a fan of Glocks.
I'm
Soon
not
as
either.
I seen that thing, I said that looked like a Glock, and I wouldn't buy it.
I'm
I
not
wouldn't
either.
recommend it. Why am I like that though, man? What Glock do to me?
It's the fact that Glocks are garbage, man. Glocks are garbage. It
I
really
don't
is.
even know. I don't own a Glock. I might have shot one once or twice. I think my buddy of his was one of my other buddies I have. The police officer. I think his firearm was a Glock. He had a 10 mil. I think it was a 10 millimeter. I think it was a Glock brand. I'm not sure, but I didn't like it. I didn't really care for it. But that's his. You know what I mean, that's his, not mine.
Right,
I
right.
just I am, but I'm not a fan of Glock guns. Like I just don't know what it is about them.
Do not feel bad because I am the same. I'm the same. I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't like them. I don't like them. I think they're a waste. I don't care what anybody tells me. There's no way that I will find myself wasting time, wasting money to even attempt to own a Glock. It's just not happening. I don't care.
Jason said he owned a Glock 19. It is a reliable pistol, but it's like holding a 2x4.
It's about $400 a gun.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know why I'm like that. Like I said, I have no real legitimate reason because I don't have Glocks. I don't shoot Glocks. I just it's something about them guns. I just do. In my opinion, they look like they're the most cheesiest made guns out there.
I agree,
And
and
just
that's
that's
and
it.
that, and that's the same reason why I believe it should not even be in the top anything.
Right. Now he said it's reliable, and he's probably right. I don't know. I can't speak to it because I just don't. I don't have. I'm not like there's nothing about this gun that makes me want to purchase. Not one thing. It looked like it was made by Kitty City or
I I,
Toys
was-
R Us
I was gonna say Toys R Us. Yep.
or one of those. You know, I went further back to Kitty City, but Toys
I,
R Us or it looked like it was made by was it Mentel or whatever you call it.
yeah, Mattel.
Yeah, Mattel. Yeah, there you go. And I just don't like them. I feel like they do everything they can do to make the cheapest looking, ugliest guns possible.
Now, I would ask Jason to let us know how many magazines has he gone through before it shuts down. And if he understands what I mean by shuts down, then I don't need to go any further. Let me know how many magazines has he gone through. Jason, how many magazines have you gone through before that Glock shut down on you? That's what I like to know.
I would, like I said, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that even in there. But I listen. I know that there's a lot of people out there that like Glocks. I can't argue that. Um,
Go to Gma. Gma calling.
I know that there's a lot of people out there that like Glock. I just it's never gonna be one that I recommend.
I'm with you on that one. There's
And
not one out
it's
there that
sad because they probably make good product and they probably make good product, but it's probably just not. It's just more likely just me. But um, yeah, I was just like, nah, I'm good. But
nah.
but you know, here's the thing. I don't knock nobody. If you like Glock, that's your brand. That it's all good. Like I ain't gonna lie. I was you buy what you like, buy what you prefer, buy what you rely on. I never knock what nobody say. I just me personally. And somebody hand me a Glock, I'd be trading that sucker in for something else as soon as possible.
Look, someone offers to give me a Glock, I would pay them to go the other way. I'm
Yeah, I
just
just
saying.
don't like it. And
I
I
don't like
haven't
it.
yet to see one that I would want to buy or even. And I just. So what we got next? They wrong,
Yeah, totally wrong.
even though it's just our opinion, but they wrong.
Totally wrong. All right. So, last but not least, because we are going to go back to the other one we talked about for a moment ago. If it cleans, it runs good, seldom jams. But as soon as it gets a little dirty, it will lock up about every other mag.
He's right. All right, true story.
Let's go for it.
Remember my buddy, and we was at the range. The guy told you he has a 10 mil Glock. I forget what brand it is. I mean, what It's a 10 mil Glock. I don't know what Glock it is, but I just know it's a Glock. I can tell by the way it was made.
Okay.
And that thing was jamming up all the time. And we was in there, of course, he was like, man, it keeps jamming up. I said, man, but of course it was dry. But I just don't, that was one of the reasons why I just said, yeah, nah. Like I had to, literally at the gun range, we had to kind of clean it, quick clean, oil it up, and it ran better. But he was like, man, I seen you shoot up. Everybody's using your stuff and none of your stuff jammed. I said, that's because it ain't Glock.
Yeah. It's like an Apple iPhone.
Yeah. Said,
it looks nice for some people.
My 43X has never jammed up on me. Oh, that's good, Dover. That's good, dog. That's good. Like I said, you probably are a Glock fan.
I ain't knocking anybody who has a Glock. I'm just all I can say to you is this: if you own a Glock, then you need to look into the next one that I'm going to show you. On the stage now, we have a Sig Sauer. Now, Ron, you know why I said if you own a Glock, you want to get this one instead. Sig Sauer to me has always been the third best gun maker out. Third, in my my choices, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sig Sauer to me has been pretty decent. They're pricey, yet there's reasons for it.
Yeah, my son has a Sig Sauer.
So for a woman, of course, we're talking about women. The reason why this one is good is because it's compact, right? Okay. It's compact and it has a hell of a punch with this 9mm. Okay. Now, again, we talk about compact. We talk about the ability to perform what needs to perform and how well it can handle in a situation. Those are the keys behind when a woman needs a pistol in her hand, right?
But why did they make that trigger look like that?
That's a very good question.
Like, why?
Because, again, we're talking about a woman. Even though it's showing a man's hand, we got to talk about a woman. A woman needs to have that extra feel.
All right, hold that picture right there, right?
I'm going to try. Damn.
Go back to the other picture. And I want you to look.
This one?
No, the one. Move over back to right there. That one.
Go ahead.
Look at that trigger. Why does it look like a lady's leg? With a heel.
Look, it actually, in my view, it looks like a woman's foot.
I'm just being, you know, I gotta joke around, but I don't know, man. They could have did a better job with that trigger, man. It just looks ugly.
Here's the funny thing about that trigger.
Yeah.
The trigger, the reason why it has that extra lip on it, I want to call it, is so that the female can actually feel the trigger. She has a complete feel of the trigger that her finger has someplace to rest on versus completely sliding off. Okay. That's what that design is for. So she can have some type of guard on the actual trigger that she knows she can rest her finger on it.
Right.
That's the only reason for that extra little lip on it.
Yeah. I mean, it don't look like a bad gun. That trigger just threw me off. I mean, it's for females, and they okay with it. I'm okay with it, but I was just like, why did they make it look like that? Like, it just, I mean, honestly, I think what they could have did was made that trigger black or something. It looks like a cheap part that you put on a car on something nice. Like the gun actually doesn't look bad. It just looked like a cheap part that they put on.
It does. It does. I think I think what's most fabulous about this particular gun is the fact that it has a max capacity of 21 rounds.
Yeah, that's the best part. That's definitely the best part.
21 rounds.
That is the best part because no, actually, out of the ones that we saw, that Glock gonna be number 5, like the worst of the worst, all of them. The
Yeah,
Glock gonna be number 5.
yeah,
I
definitely.
wasn't too sure if my recommendation would have been in that, but of course I'm gonna make my recommendation number one because that's just I have my reasons behind it, and it's going. Hopefully, it'll probably make sense when we get into that part. But
Hit that 30
what
second
was your
commercial before we
recommendation?
go in there.
Huh?
The
Oh
30-second commercial.
Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.
And we're back. And make
And
sure
we're back.
to take advantage of that 15% discount on all your purchases of top to bottom hair and skincare products. You spend $35, you get a 15% discount using that OG Network 26 promo code. That's OG Network 26 promo code. And you get a discount on, if you're not sure where the store is at, just hit the link right here on this channel, take you right to the store, and you can start shopping away.
With your 15% off a $35 purchase using promo code OG Network 26.
Now, what was your recommendation, Jay?
I'm about to pull it up.
Okay.
And the funny thing here is that I'm going to comfortably say that that you, Jason, and myself will all agree that this is the better weapon or gun for any woman. Because Jason is saying that his wife has this exact gun.
Smith and Wesson.
Smith and Wesson. Let me bring it back up to where it's a little bit more noticeable. Now,
that should have been number 1.
I agree.
All right. Well, I'm gonna backtrack off of that a little bit.
Go ahead.
All right. So before I get into this, that was another one that you mentioned. I think it was the second one, the first one you pulled up, or the second one you pulled up. Okay. And I said, yeah, I can see why. But I said I would not recommend it if you was an experienced shooter. That's great. The reason why I personally always recommend this gun is for my thought of, if you're not an experienced shooter, this is why. And I'm not saying it's not for somebody that is an experienced shooter. This is why I recommend for those that are just beginning as a shooter. Number one, there's a lot of features about this gun that I like. Number one, the easy slide.
Yep.
You rack it, very easy to rack. You don't have to fight with it.
Worse than
that
butter.
If you notice, it has a safety on the hand.
Correct.
Right? For those that's in the chat, whatever, there's a safety on the hand. I like that feature because it forces you to tighten up on the handle of the gun, which is going to make you more accurate as a shooter psychologically, because you have to tighten it in order for that. You have to hold that handle tight enough in order for that gun to fire. So it's actually going to help train you to become a better shooter, knowing you have to squeeze tighter with that safety that's on the back of it. That's the second thing that I like about this gun. Now, I don't know about if this one has it or not, but it looks like it does.
It does.
If you're looking at the sights in the dark, they glow in the dark.
Absolutely.
It's another thing that I like about this particular gun. The other thing I like about this gun is that it has the indicator on the top of it, which a lot of people don't realize that it has an indicator. Yeah, that glows in the dark. So if you're looking at the sights, now if you're looking at the gun, you can't tell there's a gun in the dark. But if you're looking at it from the person that's holding the gun, you can see the sights glow in the dark at night, so you can see them, which I think is a great feature to have. The other thing I like about this gun is that the indicator on the top of the gun. For those that don't know, if you have one sitting in the chamber, there's an indicator on there that sits up, and it lets you know that there you have a bullet sitting in the chamber. So even if you clearing the gun, let's just say for some reason it hasn't cleared out, if you're looking at the surface of the top part of that gun, it'll stick up, and it lets you know that right here where Jay is at, it has an indicator up there. That's an indicator. Yeah, right there that's an indicator. So that's another thing that I like about the gun. And then I like the roughness on the grip. The only downside to this gun is the amount of rounds that it holds. That was my only downside. Because I think it was only 8. But I know they came out with a different one. I think the Shield Plus, Easy Shield Plus or something like that, might have better rounds in it. But those are the things that I liked about that gun. And if it was a trade-off, I think that gun, because I've trained people with that gun, and it helps make them a lot more accurate starting out. So that's what I meant by if you're a beginner, somebody that's not, and you're getting in the gun that and you're just starting out, that chamber in like a 380 is perfect. Female. That's my opinion. I'm not saying I'm the only one, everybody, but that's just my opinion. And those other features around it is the reason why I picked it. Now, here's the thing. This is the other thing I didn't point out about this. If you was to pop the clip out, the clip has a spring on there. If you can just put down, easily get them bullets in there. You don't have to use a lot of whole hand strength to do it. So there's so many things about this gun that somebody put a lot of thought into. That I think is for female, for anybody, but especially for females, this is my go-to gun. I always say.
And I'm going to second that. And I'm going to add to that with the ability to make the hand grip a little thicker, because there's an extender that comes on it that you can take off. Because I know on the one that I have, I can remove the handle grips and add an extended handle grip on it that makes the handle grip a little bit more wider than it originally is. So that's the feature that I like, because it makes it fit in the hand better. And yes, everything else you said, hands down, 10 toes to the ground, I'm going to agree. This is the one that every woman that plans to get a firearm, this is what she should get, and this is what he should buy for. He, being the husband and or the significant other, should bet for their wife or the woman in their life. This is what they should get her. Definitely 10 toes down, no questionable doubt. This is the one. This is number one.
But I'm gonna tell you something that I actually like, not for women, but let's just say you want to have a little like a his and hers package, but they're not exactly the same. I like the Smith & Wesson Equalizer. It's a little bit more. It's almost everything that gun is, but a little bit bigger. The gun capacity and the capacity is a little bit more, and that's the Equalizer. I like.
This is the other one you was talking about, right?
Yeah. And like I said, I think that's great for an experience, but I don't. The only thing the only thing I would say is I would prefer that Smith & Wesson Shield for all of those details that's in that gun. If you're an experienced shooter and none of that stuff matters to you no more because you're experienced, then I get it. You know what I'm saying? But for somebody starting out with a gun and they're trying to learn how to shoot, that gun actually, in my opinion, helps to make you more accurate because it kind of forces you to hold that handle a little bit better because you're not, people have a tendency to not realize it. No, you got to hold it. It's not going to fire if you don't. So I think it helps train a person to be people better. But they make the Equalizer, Smith & Wesson Equalizer. It's like the big brother to that gun. I was actually planning on buying it, but then I seen that black and gold one, and I ended up getting that for myself. But I was actually going to get the Smith & Wesson Equalizer, which is exactly like that gun, but it just has a larger capacity and is a little bit bigger gun and a larger capacity. That was going to be my everyday carry, but I ended up buying this one because I liked that black and gold look. You had the black and silver look up there. All the stuff that's silver on that one, mine is just gold. That's the only difference. But
Okay, so allow me this question: more rounds or less rounds?
I think there's a point where you might have too many rounds, not because I don't like rounds, because if you give me 50 rounds, I'm happy with that too. But the reason why I say there's a point where it becomes too much round because I think it throws the balance of the gun off, where it makes you more inaccurate than accurate. That's just my opinion. So I think that depending on the gun, the weight of the gun, how balanced it is, and I think when a manufacturer makes a gun, I think they take those things in consideration. And when you try to add all of these extra rounds into it and stuff, I think somewhere along the line it's going to throw that weight of that gun off unbalanced, where it's going to affect your accuracy. So me personally, if I can get anywhere from 15 to 17 rounds, I'm happy.
And
even though my one carry, that small one, it don't carry nowhere near that. I'm 8 rounds and I'm in trouble.
It's funny you said that. For me, 5 rounds is the max. I don't need more than 5.
Yeah.
If I don't hit you with the first 3, I'm gonna give up. Mm-hmm. That's just me.
I want to make you look like those cartoons when they have all the holes and stuff just pouring out.
Swiss cheese. No, that's no.
Well, my only reason for that is that my reason for the more capacity is not really about hitting one person. It's about if I'm in a situation where there's more than one person, where the amount of ammo that I have in the clip is going to matter because I'm defending myself against more than one assailant. That's it.
Well,
That's
I'm going to say like this. If you're in a moment where you're defending yourself against more than one person, we need to figure out why the hell so many people are coming at you at one time. That's what matter of fact, if memory serves correct, if you got that many people coming at you, you got more than 2 things behind you that would actually eliminate the concept of someone or a bunch of people coming at you. If they just watch that one video of the tripod walking backwards, they already know they're not going to be able to come close.
Yeah.
Because once they see the drum underneath, they're going to know it's over.
It's over with.
It's over.
That's why I got to get back to the range. I miss that thing. I miss shooting in general. But yeah, I feel sorry for somebody that other one. That B&H one, that semi-automatic clip fest B&H one I got, man, that turned out to be a really nice piece. It turned out to be a really nice piece. I didn't know what to expect because I was so leery about it.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend that brand of drum that they gave me that I ended up with it. I think if I dropped some oil in there and lubed it up a little more, it probably would run better. But I don't need it. The drum was just to see aesthetics, running through with a whole bunch of ammo and see what happens with it. The company actually make an extended clip that holds 10 rounds.
Right.
Out of the clip they make. So that all I had to do was go really get more on a better clip.
I look at it like this. If your gun is an extension of you, you don't need more than 5 rounds. The first 3 rounds is going to take down. If you're just that good and you understand what I'm saying here, even if you have 10 people at you, you take down 3 that not going to get up anymore. The other 7 are going to hide. That's just the way it is. Hopefully. It's just like in a fight. When you got
to take out the bully.
Yeah, you got to
take out the toughest guy in the crowd. Everybody else don't want to.
The tallest guy, the biggest guy out. Everybody else backs off. So if 3 bullets like 3 people, the other 7 or 10 or 15, they're gonna start running like roaches when you turn the lights on. They're gonna start trying to hide.
Once bullets, when they start shooting at you and stuff start coming back, most of them are already in scare mode now anyway because they Yeah, they're not expecting someone to defend themselves.
Right.
But a person like me, and this is just me, I'm not in the game of being fair. I'm going to if I got my shotgun, I'm not going to have anything left in there.
Well,
If it ever comes, if it ever comes down, God forbid, I pray that I never in life ever have to go that route. And that's real talk. I mean, really, I would never want to have to ever go to that point. But if the situation was to ever arise, I guarantee you that I'm going to need shopping. I'm gonna need to go shopping for more ammo because I'm not going. You're not going. I'm gonna make sure that there is no possible way that you'll ever survive that because you decided in the moment that my life doesn't matter to you. So I'm gonna make sure that they're gonna be scooping up body parts, chunks of meat is gonna be missing off of you, and that's just the way it's gonna go.
you know, one of the bad things about where I live at is a mile away from my home, there's a gun store. A mile.
Just 1 mile.
So
Huh?
just 1 mile. So if someone or a group of people are just that stupid, I have more than enough land that they would disappear in, and I only have to drive a mile away to recoup what I have lost. That's the easiest way I can say it.
Yeah.
And I'm with you about the Swiss cheese part. I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm in. You know, my thing is just that I understand I understand when people say it only like when you say 5 rounds hitting somebody, I get that part. You hit them, they down, whatever. But for me, it's just like when somebody decides that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, all right, Jay, it's like somebody decide to come, even let's say you don't even have a fire. Let's say this is hand to hand combat, and somebody decides to attack, God forbid, your wife.
Uh,
You're not going to stop throwing punches because your fingers are hurt.
no.
You're not going to stop kicking because you use both hands. You're not going to stop swinging them because you use both feet. You're not going to stop stomping them. There is no point if there's a brick by or a stone. That's probably you're going to use everything you can to make sure that this person never touches anything else.
Let me put it like this. I would lose more teeth on top of the teeth that I already had missing. Okay? And I won't have no problem tearing off flesh with gums if someone was to lay a hand on my wife.
Right.
I'm just saying.
And so I'm using that as a scenario, God forbid, any one of our women or people that we care
Absolutely.
about and stuff. But and that's where I have the mindset of you decided this. You decided, yeah, I can probably hit you. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. You ain't got to be close. If I think you're gonna do something to me and I got you in sight and I got anything behind me, I only need one. Honestly, I only need one. I can pick up that 458. Once I got you on him, one hit, and I can walk away, and I will be 100% sure that you're done.
Well, I don't need a 458, but I know for sure what I got. If you get up from what I got two other things that's going to tear you apart before I get to you.
Now I got the 12 gauges. I got other stuff, but my point is that you shouldn't decide those type of moments. Is they decided that?
No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
So I just don't want to. I watch these videos, and this is the reason why I think this way: is that when you watch these videos and a lot of times we see it happen in the inner city, and you see somebody, you see guys walking up and they got ARs that have 30 rounds in them, and we already know they really can't shoot, but you got 3 guys with AR-15s. Let's just say they got 30 round clips. That's 90 rounds you got to try to defend yourself with if you're one of those people that's on the other end. And this is the reason why I think that way. I would love to have my AR in that moment, which, again, most of the time these guys don't know how to shoot. You clearly see it in the video. They just recklessly, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Right. And even with a handgun, I don't need to hit you a bunch of times because I know how to shoot. I know that it's going to take less rounds for me to put you down. But
Right.
I'm going to be honest with you. I ain't trying to put you down. I'm trying to dismantle you. That's the difference.
See,
If them in a situation, it's innocent people.
You're
and you
right.
out there doing reckless stuff, I'm not going to have mercy on you.
You know, Ron, I got to jump in there and say you are 100% right. You are 100% right on both playing fields when I reveal this information. You are a big supporter behind the Second Amendment.
Mm-hmm.
You believe in it so wholeheartedly because, as you say, I'm going to quote you, it is to protect yourself against government tyranny.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Now, let's understand this. Laws are created to hinder the law-abiding citizen. That's why the laws are created. That's first and foremost.
Yep.
So we have to understand that the reason why you say what you say, and I agree with you 100%, if you stupid enough to come towards either one of us or someone like us, you deserve to be put in the ground with a bunch of holes. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I agree. A bunch of holes. If I got 100 rounds inside there, guess what? Every foot that you keep coming towards me, I'm going to fill you with 10. And I agree with that. I agree with that because that means you are coming with bad intent. So if you come with bad intent, we're not even going to wait to see what the outcome is going to be. We already know what the outcome is going to be. I'm going to quote Sheriff Judge from Florida. You come into our county, you come into our town, you try to hurt one of our police officers, we're going to shoot you dead. Period. We're going to call you.
We're going to shoot you graveyard dead.
Graveyard dead. That's right. That's right. Thank you for that. Graveyard dead. And I agree. You come with your buffoonery, you are going to be shot graveyard dead because
you chose that.
You chose that.
You chose it.
So before we even get into the concept of, oh, well, you know, I got to go to court and explain it. No. 20-foot rule. You went 19. I'm not going to give you anything more than 7. What happens between 19 and 12? Listen, all they got to do is take measurements. Okay, that was a 1/4 inch there, a 1/4 inch there, and we got 275 1/4 inches. We kind of know what happened.
And I mean, we're talking about if something happened on the street. But here's the real reason why, like Jay said, you don't want to be limited to rounds. You can choose to limit yourself to how many rounds you have in your firearm. That's a personal choice. Right. But what you don't want to do is let these politicians tell you how many rounds you should have. Because again, that's the right to protect yourself is against government tyranny. So now you want to tell me you can only have 5 rounds to protect yourself against me. And don't you think for a minute that any one of these government officials is going to be walking around with 5 rounds in their firearm?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. None of their security or anything else is going to be walking around like that. They're going to have access to the best stuff, and they want you not to.
Right.
Why? So they have power over you. That's the reason why I totally all gun laws, in my opinion, are unconstitutional. Every single one. If it limits the person, the only law that's unconstitutional is the one that says the Second Amendment. That's the only one that's correct. This right shall not be infringed. That's it. So if you start writing stuff to infringe on this one, you already violated. The government should not have no right. The government should not even be in this conversation. They should not be, and they should not be a part of anything as it relates to weapons to defend yourself against government. They should not be in that conversation whatsoever. The minute these lawmakers start talking about gun rights, they're already overstepping their boundaries as politicians. They don't have the right to tell you anything because it says it in the Constitution, shall not be infringed. So if you start talking about, oh, we want to limit people to 5 rounds, you're infringing on people's right to protect yourself against government tyranny. If you turn around and say people can't have swords, you're infringing on their right to protect themselves against you.
Yeah.
It's not, you are part of the government. So you're telling me you're the enemy and you're telling me what I can have to defend myself against you. Make that make sense.
Right. Make it make sense. That's part of the problem. They don't want it to make sense. That's the reason why.
Yeah, I seen them ant like a bug. The flame lighter guns. Yeah. They're not good for home defense, though.
Let's not even talk about that.
Outside defense, when there's nothing explosive around, you don't want to pull that out and use it inside your home. You ain't going to have a home no more.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Are they real? Yeah, they're real. I mean, they got flamethrower guns like that. But, I mean, there's a way to make them, too. It's not really that complicated, actually.
I mean, as
There's
a kid,
I made them. Yeah, there's a little science behind them, but they're not real hard to make. But
ain't that much science. Ain't that much science.
No, it ain't. Honestly speaking, really, you don't need nothing. All you need. You want to make one? Get an aerosol can and a match. You're good.
There you go. There you go. Back in the day, we used to get there was a hairspray that came in a green can, tall can. I think it was made like 30 some ounces of spray. They, because the women back in the day they had big
Afro sheen.
That
big can of Afro sheen.
arms length can to get to the top. Because they had them beehives. That's showing my age, right? Women had beehives, so they need to get that spray can way up on top. You get one of them good spray cans and damn lighter. You talking about fire? Yeah, it's over. It's over.
When the last time you seen a woman wearing a beehive?
In real life?
Yeah, in real life.
Honestly, I'm gonna have to say in 2017 in Miami Beach.
Yeah.
Yep. 2017 Miami Beach. So Florida, walking around with beehives on their heads.
Interesting.
A lot of these old things are still in play. Brother Ant, always a pleasure to see us. I'm seeing you can tell I ain't got my other glasses on.
How does it?
No glasses on.
How does it start burn from a distance? I don't know what he was trying to say. I don't know if he's saying that. How far of a distance does it burn? I don't know.
It's just like the gas. It's just like the gasoline inside your car. It's not the liquid that burns. It is the air that burns. So the moment the aerosol or the flammable liquid starts to flow, it's the air, and it's the pushing of the air from inside the device that's pushing the air out, which is why it extends so far. It's never the liquid. It's always been the air. That's why when you notice, you see trickling at it, but yet you see a stream coming out. That stream is the air or the gas, the actual aerosol gas coming outward, but the liquid is falling down to the ground. So the PSI of the device. So if you get a device that has approximately, let's say 700 PSI, you have 700 PSI pushing out a flammable liquid, you're going to hit somebody that's at least 25 feet away. Comfortably.
Yeah. You just have to be, when you talk about a flame, basically you're talking about a flamethrower. You just want to be, you got to be careful with those because you got to remember you're throwing fire.
Yeah.
And if you're in a tight situation where other things can catch you on fire real fast,
it's over.
It's over with. So
yeah.
I mean, like people don't. I don't think people realize, even though, like a car tire,
right?
They don't realize how hard it is to put rubber out of a fire off of rubber. When it starts to burn, be careful if you got trees around. Don't let it be a pine tree.
Yeah,
you don't realize that sap from the pine tree. That's like fuel.
Yeah. That's why they say if you have a pine tree next to your house, you need to cut it down because the pine spawn on top of your house, the actual sun itself would ignite the pines on your house and start that tree to get happy.
And that tree sap turns that stuff is fuel. Listen, we used to have one. The lady across the street from us had 8 of them. She had a whole 8 of them, big ones too. She had them cut down though.
Hell, I have 12 of them right now, 15 feet away from the house. At
Ouch.
one point, I had 30, so I had to take the other 15 down.
Dang.
Because they're too close to the house.
You got enough to go build a pine house.
If I need to. That's the reason why I say if somebody come over here, they ain't got to worry about trying to figure out where they're at.
Yeah, you're gonna have to build a new house, but everybody be dead.
I got good fertilizer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so we come to see that out of the top 5, we both can agree that the Smith & Wesson is definitely the top choice.
Yeah, that's me and you on the same page with that one.
Yeah.
With all of the features that come along with that gun. Like I said, if you experience gun, I would say, but I just feel like that gun is. Here's the thing, it's reliable. I've never had it jam. I mean, I put quite a few rounds through it. It's never jammed. It never gave me any issues. It's easy to rack, easy to use. And here's the thing, and has hand issues.
Yes.
Like the bug had hand issues, and I let him use that gun,
and it was like butter,
and it worked for him, like butter. He was like, "Oh man, it's cool. It's comfortable. It's work," and that's because it's easy to handle. And the way that they make it was easy for him to rack it. He didn't have to try to fight with it, and so yeah, I mean, like, I agree.
What I also like about it, as you mentioned with Ant, and you can use any finger to really pull that trigger comfortably. Any finger.
Yeah.
That's the greatest thing. I think that's the greatest thing they made it. Now I pumped out 4 magazines before it got hot enough to cause a problem.
Okay.
So I'm gonna stay 10 toes down with that one. Definitely one to buy, one to have comfortably all the way around. Male and
like I said, the conversation that we were having was about recommendations for females when it comes to firearm. And this is the reason why we both kind of agree with that, because listen, that spring that's in the clip, right? There's a spring, a little thing on the side where you just pull it down. It's so easy to load that thing. You don't need a speed loader. You don't need a gun loader, none of that stuff. It's built into the spring of the clip where you just slide it down and you can easily load them in there without any problem. It's so fast and so easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I say that's one of the better ones. That slide on there is great. That indicator lets you know what's going on with it. If you clearing your gun and not sure, and you still don't see nothing in there, you can also know that the indicator's up at the top and let you know something in there. And if you rack the gun, it'll let you know it's actually in there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, because the indicator's going to sit up and let you know that it's one sitting in the chamber. So there's a lot of good things about that gun I like. And I think whoever designed it, Smith & Wesson, put a lot of thought into
they did
designing that gun. And I think they were specifically targeting the female market as it relates to that gun. Even though I have one, I still think it's for females. I put that as my top.
Hands down.
Hands down.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. And if I'm not mistaken, Sean or Jason, I think it was
Jason was. He said he actually got it for his wife.
Right. And that's 3 of us right there confirming it. And of course they can always go someplace else and ask somebody else, and hell, even go to a gun store and see it for themselves. At the end of the day, it's definitely something that we talked about it, and we suggested, and I'm gonna say if they really want to, that's something that's beneficial for them, because it's going to be exceptional. It really is. It's going to be exceptional.
Like I said, I've trained on people with that gun, and I know that everything that they say, the reason why they designed that gun actually makes it easier for the person to use that gun. People that did not have no experience with firearms, that's what I use to train them with. And they did well with it. And I just think that in my recommendation, that chambered in 380 is probably the best way to go.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I couldn't disagree with you on that one.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, yeah. Like I said, I can't. I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't buy those other ones, whatever you at, but
No, well, I'm saying you shouldn't buy a Glock.
Right. Don't buy
I
that.
say it. Don't buy a Glock. Don't waste your money. Not a Glock.
We're not the two people that recommend Glocks. We're Glock haters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, but you know, Glock got enough fans of their product that they ain't gonna miss us too. So we good. But yeah, that Smith & Wesson Shield. I like. I was going to buy the Equalizer, which is they came out with the Equalizer later. The Equalizer has 3 clips, 3 capacity clips that go with it. It's like the Shield, but it's a bigger one. Hold more rounds in there. Maybe one day I get into it, but I was opposed to buy that before I bought what I got. But I'm happy with what I got. That black and gold, it looks pretty.
I think I'm gonna go up to the gun store and see what they got new.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't been in a while neither. I was supposed to. We had a show not too long ago, but I missed it. But they have them on like every other month. There's 2 different places that I go, but it's the same company.
Right.
The same organization. But they got 2 locations they do. The one outside of the one in Greater Philadelphia. It's not in Philly, but they call it Greater Philadelphia. That's the larger one. It's like it's tons. The place is big as hell. And it'd be they probably have about 1,500 vendors in it.
That's a lot.
So yeah, it's a lot. And when every time I went there, it was full. And they say 1,500 to 2,000 vendors, and I'm quite sure it's probably that. Now the other one that they have out in other part of Pennsylvania, it's usually about 500. About 500 vendors, which is smaller. I kind of like that because I like the smaller setting.
Okay.
But the one in Oaks, PA, is a bigger one. The last time I went to the show, that's where I was going when I was doing a live, and I said I'm on my way to the gun show. That's where I was going at. The one in Oaks, PA. That's the bigger one. They just had one not too long ago, but I gotta go look at their schedule and see when the next one is. No, I'm not gonna spend no money.
Yeah, right. Sure. Yeah. Right.
I'm only going to buy one.
Listen, I believe that when the gun show closes, when you arrive.
Yeah, that's about it. I'm like, y'all got to open up. I'm late, but I'm here.
Because if I can quote you, I believe you have said in one of your lives, if I go to the gun show, I got to come back with something.
Yeah. I do. And I do. You know what I mean? I'm leaving here with something.
So that whether it's a box of bullets or a guard,
I'm leaving here with something.
You're leaving with something. And I ain't talking about clothing wear either. You don't buy clothing. You don't buy accessories. Your accessories fits your toys. Whether it's an extra mag, whether it's an extra box of shells.
Actually, I do got to go there and get lights. And I wasn't a big deal. I wasn't a big fan of I didn't make a big deal out of it. Now I need to put lights on my handguns.
I got 2.
I got a wake up call from it, so I got to put lights on it. I didn't really make a big deal out of it, but I was like, yeah, now I got to do it. Now that I need a reason for it.
I stuck to traditional red dot, and one flashlight.
Well, that's what I mean, the flashlight. That's all. I just need the flashlight.
13,000 lumens.
Yeah. I didn't, the last situation, it wasn't an emergency, but it could have been. I realized it then. I was like, yeah, I got to go put them on everything.
That's not a good sound. I'm telling you right now. That's not a good sound.
Yeah. No, it was cool. It wasn't a big deal, but
listen, for you to say it's not a big deal, it is a major deal. Because that means to me, that means somehow, some way, there is someone or something is testing to see how far they can get without you knowing. So that's why you're preparing yourself.
Yeah.
You don't.
Well,
You don't. From as long as I've known you, you don't speak like that in a way that it's. You speak like that, but in the back of your head is, I need to do something better.
right. Yeah. It was a wake up call for me, and it wasn't a dangerous situation. It just I don't like if I could prepare, I'm gonna prepare. I'm not gonna procrastinate and say ah, and the person that was with me at the moment said the same thing. We both said the same thing. It was like, yo, this is not. We need to go get lights. And I never made a big deal out of lights. I have one on this one. Like this one right here has a light on.
Yeah, I remember.
But I mean, I always say, they look nice on red candy, but until you run into a scenario where you have to cut on lights and you don't like the fact that you got to cut on lights.
That exposes too much.
Yeah, exposes too much. It can actually be a deterrent to some extent.
This is true.
You know what I mean?
It could even block your own vision.
Yeah, they say if you turn the light on, it gives you a position. But here's what people don't realize about those lights. If I turn that light on and you're looking at that light, you're blinded. That's right. It's that bright. I'm not going to be blinded. Your sight, unless you got on night goggles, something that's going to block that, which most of these people ain't coming like that.
Right.
You're going to temporarily be blind.
Absolutely.
And it's going to take a while for your eyes to adjust to that light, because if you're in dark, what happens when somebody turn the light on?
You automatically close your eyes because
you automatically close your eyes.
Yeah.
So if I hit you with a light, you automatically going to do what? Close your eyes.
Yeah.
And in that brief moment, I got the drop on them. So these are the thought patterns that I had. But yeah, I definitely got to put lights on them. I just didn't think of it then, but I do now. I always thought about getting them. I just didn't make a big deal out of it. Huh?
Try to get the one that has a strobe feature on it.
Yeah, I am. That's the same thing as that one behind me.
Okay.
The one that behind me has the study, the strobe, and that has a beam on it too.
Okay.
So it does. It has a beam on it too.
I find those to be the best.
Sometimes you shouldn't get people's stuff. I took it off. Took it off because it has a beam on it.
Right.
I'm outside. I'm in the window and I just put the beam outside.
You're not supposed to do that, man.
I don't care.
The FAA is gonna come at you.
Oh no, it was a cat.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It was a cat outside. He was chasing.
You gave me a good idea now.
Huh?
I said you gave me a good idea now.
He was out there chasing. Man, I was rolling.
I got 3 stray cats over here, so yeah, you just gave me a great idea. Damn.
Okay. That cat was running. It's funny how cats get excited about some of the silliest stuff, and they seen that light was like,
well,
man. It was good show, man. Good show.
Great show. Great show.
Appreciate you. Yeah, good information.
Unfortunately, I keep leaning back because I'm just a little tired.
Hey, man, I am too.
It was a great show.
Slightly sugared.
I appreciate the fact that you're taking the time to actually put a Firearms Friday, and I'm humbled that you asked me to be part of it. I appreciate it. I don't have many words to thank you for allowing me to be part of it. I mean, I know this is your baby. The OG Network is your pride and joy, and allowing me to be part of the OG Network is a blessing, and I'm humbled. And we're just gonna make big things, man. We're gonna make big things with this Firearm Friday.
I agree. It was a great show, man. Good information, bro. I'm glad you brought it up. I liked it. I liked it with how you brought it out, talking about those firearms, the whole female version, kind of.
Right.
Yeah, it was an eye opener with that, and like I said, that was always my recommendation. So it was interesting to see what their thought was, industry wise.
Right.
Honestly, I didn't even think that they was gonna put that one in there. I would have been surprised if they didn't, but I'm shocked that it was actually there. But
I'm
me,
surprised. Yeah, I apologize. To piggyback over there, I'm surprised a 380 didn't come up in the top 5.
yeah, I don't understand why not.
All 9mm.
Yeah, my thing is this: is that I mean, yeah, that's not a drastic difference between a recoil, but if you're trying to get women with hand and smaller hands, maybe questionable hand strength, you would think that they would throw the 380 in there,
Right, right.
not 9 mil, but whatever.
I guess it's because they're
Whatever.
powerful, small
Yeah,
and powerful.
yeah, it does exactly what you needed to do.
Yep,
Not too much, just enough to handle, enough to put something down if it come down to it.
that's right.
But yeah, so I like it. I have the 9. But my lady has a 380. Um, and it works. It works.
I say like this: as long as it does its job, it doesn't matter.
That's it.
It don't matter.
Is that Chamberlain out here back there?
It's the both of them. It's the both of
Okay.
them.
Yeah. But I am gonna hold you, bro. Great
No,
show.
I appreciate
Get out of
you.
here.
Great show. Looking
Definitely.
forward to the next one, of course.
Yes. And make sure y'all have a blessed, wonderful day.
And
Till
don't
next
forget to use that promo code OG Network 26.
Yes. Yes.
That's
OG Network 26.
that's his code.
15% off. Top to bottom. Hair and skincare products. The Afro Magic, the coconut buttercream cluster, the wonderfully made candles, the body wash. Bro, I'm gonna tell you, I have to say, y'all put your foot in that vanilla bean, man.
Well, I thank you, and I'll let the Queen of Queens know. Are you serious, Ron?
I'm like,
oh man, you just buying it just to smell like vanilla bean.
shit. I'm getting ready to ask for some lotion now.
Don't play around. I already told the missus. I already told the
Honestly, the coconut buttercream custard kind of works with it.
Okay.
So it kind of works with it. If it's a little bit more, if that was a little more vanilla, it would be fine.
I tell you what, Ron. I'm gonna let the Queen of Queen know, and I'm gonna say just be surprised for your next order. That's all.
So we gotta have like the vanilla bean body wash, and we gotta have the vanilla bean coconut butter clean custard, right?
Right.
And then we gotta add one more in there, and then we're gonna call that the OG vanilla collection.
Well, don't forget about your candle.
Oh yeah. But we gotta put the hot chocolate with that one. I like the hot chocolate better than the vanilla. I'm sorry, that's the only thing. Yeah. The hot cocoa, they both smell great, but I'm gonna be honest with you, the hot cocoa actually made me betray the vanilla. It did. I can do either one, real talk, but the hot cocoa, that one actually made me betray the vanilla. The vanilla was like, man, what's wrong with you, bro? I thought it was us forever.
Yeah, the vanilla did think that. Yeah. It did.
That hot cocoa, I like that. That's why, I was like, nah, I gotta have some more of that. I mean, I still haven't burnt that candle yet because I'm gonna wait till
I'm gonna ask that you don't.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna make you. Because since you want to burn it, you want to burn one and keep one.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer to make you the other one that you can burn it comfortably and leave the aesthetics on that one much more better.
All right, so I have to I'm gonna need some foam to wrap that back up.
I got you covered.
Right.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, whenever I place my order, you can send it then.
Yeah, I got you.
I'll make sure I don't touch this.
Try your very best not to. How about that?
Try my best not to. Man, I'm gonna tell you, like I was on my live earlier, and I went and opened it up, and I was like, man, that thing smells good, bro. You don't even have to like right now, and I just clicked it open and closed it. Scent everywhere.
Right.
That thing smells good, man. So yeah, I'll when you send another one and you send some stuff, I'll rewrap that one up like the old one because I still got the So I never took this one out. This is still in.
Now, keep in mind that would actually normally I say to everybody 2 years. By the second year, you want to start burning it. But that, since you have it that way, that's gonna last a good amount of time.
Yeah, it's gonna eventually get burnt, but because I still have the actual package, but it's gonna eventually get burned. But I just kind of had to hold it until I get to the point where I'm ready to actually let it go and burn it.
In all honesty, I'm gonna say like this: I don't believe you're gonna burn that one because that was the first one you had, and it's actually Ron's opinion don't matter, custom.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have two that you're gonna have wrapped beautifully for when the time does come, whenever that may be, is the reason why you're gonna keep them that way.
Yeah, I don't. That's more like when I first started this channel and I started growing, and that was like part of my first round of giveaways. I wanted to keep that one.
Right.
It's more of a souvenir. It's not about burning it so much as
right.
having it in the form that it was originally made in, and kind of a souvenir of reminding me all the steps that I made to get to this point that I'm at. You know what I mean?
Right.
The step process that I took. Yeah, that's all that was. And got ways to go, but we getting there.
All right,
brother. We're gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna go ready to take my behind the bed before I fall asleep too.
You rest well. I
appreciate you, man. Like I said, bro, I appreciate you being a part of the show, man. I mean, we all been working together, doing a lot of this stuff together, man, trying to find what's going to work, what's not working. But I definitely appreciate you being here, man, and I appreciate all your input. You know what I mean? And with Firearms Fridays, I'm gonna be honest with you, Jay been putting a little bit of more work in than I have when it comes to content. And I gotta give him his credit where credit is due.
Oh no. It's both of us, brother. It's both of us. It's just because I find the information. That's nothing.
Yeah. So that's the point I'm making is that he some people would do it and they wouldn't take it serious, like, oh, I'm gonna just do it. He actually takes it just as serious as I take it. There are times that I had stuff I sent, like the last time I sent you what I had, what I thought,
right.
And we feasted off of that. And but I appreciate you, man. Like I said, I appreciate you taking it serious. And we're gonna do this thing, man. We're gonna make it big. We just gotta figure out how to get around that one little obstacle we got going on here.
I'm gonna look into it for us. I'll look into it for us. I believe if we use the fair use concept, we might be all right.
Yeah, but we'll figure it out. But
sure,
it's all good. You know what I mean? It's all good.
All right, brother.
All y'all have a blessed, wonderful day. Promo code. We get ready to run that intro out of here. Y'all have a blessed, wonderful day.
Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and they're probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.